All right, hey everybody, PJ Riley, Lancaster Archery in our video studio today. Mathews SWX-Z mods. Lots of interest in these since they were launched alongside the new 2026 Mathews Arc. Lots of interest in what these mods are, what they fit, and what they can do. So let's talk about what they are. SWX-Z. So that Z at the end kind of mimics easy, Z, SWX-Z, easy, if you think about it being sort of a comfort module. What the Z mods are meant to do is to present a friendlier draw cycle. If you find that the draw cycle is just a little bit harsh on the bows that this fits, the Z mod is intended to make it, think of it as a comfort mode, a smoother draw cycle with these modules. So what bows will the SWX-Z mods work for? Basically, it's anything 2024 and newer. So that's going back to the Lift days. Lift, Lift X, and of course the Arc. Any of those bows from 2024 and newer that use the SWX mods, you can put the SWX-Z mods on there. So with them being the Z mod intended for comfort, there is going to be some performance sacrifice. That's just the way it is. I always say, speed ain't free. So by having a more comfortable draw cycle, you are going to lose some performance. And so what we wanted to do today was just give you an example. In our main Mathews Arc video, I shot the 30-inch mods with the Z mod going to the standard module. And you notice that we got a 12 feet per second difference. The Z mod was 12 feet per second slower than the standard mod. So we wanted to show at different draw lengths what that effect might be. So I've got modules here. We're going to check 27 inches, 28 inches, and 29 inches to see what the speed variance is. And I should mention, you know, what your Arc comes with is going to be a module that has 85% let off. You can change that to go to 80, 75. You can get different modules. But when you buy your bow, it's going to come with 85% standard module. The SWX-Z module, that only comes in one let off. I believe it's about 85%, but that's what we're going to compare. We're going to compare the Z mods to the 85% standard modules in those three draw lengths, 27, 28, 29. Let's get to it. All right, so we're going to start here with our test at the shortest draw length. So this is the H mod. I should mention we're testing everything at 70 pounds. So we got our standard 350 grain arrow. But I want to check, when I did the 30-inch draw mods, I saw a weight difference. They were both 70 pounds, but I saw a drop when I went to the Z mods. So we're going to check that with these. So this is standard H mod, 70 pounds, 27-inch draw length. And we get 67.9 is our draw weight. Now we're going to shoot 3 arrows, take the average, see what the speed is. Again, this is standard mods. Okay, so our 3-shot average H mod is 314.4. That's going to be with the standard mods. Now we're going to put on the 27-inch Z mod, see how they compare. All right, here we go. So now we got the H SWX-Z mod. So this is going to be 27 inches Z mod. And we'll see what kind of, so 67.6, so the draw weight stayed about the same. Draw cycle's a lot nicer, I can tell you that. All right, so we get a 3-shot average of 309. So we're down about 4 or 5 feet per second at 27 inches, just going from standard to the Z mods. All right, F mods up next. That's going to be 28-inch draw. These are the standard mods. Let's see what we get for draw weight. 67.7. All right, we got an average of 324.3 feet per second. Remember, this is the F mod 28-inch draw standard. All right, now we're at the FZ mod. So this is going to be 28 inches with the Z mod. 68.2. All right, so we got 319.3, that's 28 inches on the Z mod. So 319, so we were at 324, we lost about 5 feet per second. All right, now moving on to 29-inch draw. This is the D mod, and this is the standard module, so we want to get our draw weight. It did the, hold on, it didn't register. 67.1. All right, so we have an average speed of 332.9. This is D mod, 29 inches, standard mod. Let's go to the Z mod. All right, 29 inch. This is the D mod. This is going to be the Z, SWX-Z mod. So 29 inches. 66.2. All right, so for the Z mods, we got 325.7 average. Remember, we were up 332 with the standard mods, so we lost about 7 feet per second at 29-inch draw. All right, so you saw the variations that we got in speed when you compare the Mathews standard SWX mods to the SWX-Z mods. And I should mention that in the beginning, I said we got about a 12 feet per second difference at 30 inch. That's my draw length from our bow test video. I forgot to mention, in that one, the standard mods that I was using were at 80% let off, because that's what Mathews tests for their bow speed. So it wasn't quite 1-to-1. At 85%, that gap would have been smaller. But some things to note is that this Z mod, from my perspective, shooting 27, 28, 29, 30, I think the Z mods have more of an effect at the longer draw lengths. I didn't notice in the standard mods, I didn't notice as much of a hump at the back end of the draw cycle at the shorter draw lengths as I did at 29 and 30. I felt a hump at the back end that really was canceled out with the Z mods. Oh, that is way smoother. So just think about that depending on what your draw length is. But at all the draw lengths, SWX-Z mod is definitely a smoother draw. So the SWX-Z mods, we have them on our website, Lancaster Archery. You can go on there. If you see that it shows out of stock, my advice is to put them on back order. These things are super hot, and so there's a lot of demand for them. If you put them on back order, that puts you at the front of the line whenever we do get a shipment in. So go on there, figure out which ones you need, depending on what bow you're shooting. If we don't have them in stock, put them on back order and you'll get them as soon as we get them. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. As always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at lancasterarchery.com.